fruit. Well, the Lord might purge you if you're trying to bear more fruit. But that doesn't mean don't ask for more fruit. It just means get ready for a purging. Okay? It's just, we're God's children. We're not the one calling the shots. Okay? So, anyway, there's fruit, and then there's more fruit, and then look at verse 5. Oh, let me read verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Now, for us today, man, don't you just feel clean whenever you spend time in the Word of God and prayer, just trying to get right with God? And the Word of God can tell us about those works of the flesh that we need to get rid of, and tell us about the fruit of the Spirit that we need to start exemplifying, and then we can just get clean, okay? Now, we're clean in the fact that we're going to heaven. We've got the righteousness of Jesus Christ. But we got to, our human spirit, sometimes it just, the water of the Word just needs to wash us up. Okay? Now you are clean through the Word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and I in you. Now, what's an application for that for the church? Are you in fellowship with Jesus Christ? See the parallel? Abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye except ye abide in me. Okay? We saw the doctrinal part. The practical part for us, you're going to try to go do something for God without His help, you ain't going to bear much fruit. But if you do what the Lord wants you to, being in fellowship with Him, you can bear fruit, more fruit. Okay? Now look at verse 5. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him. Okay? Synonymous with fellowship for us. The same bringeth forth what? Much fruit. You got fruit, more fruit, and much fruit. I know this is sounding like a message. I'm just going through it. But if we want to bear much fruit, we need to, quote unquote, abide in Him, being in good fellowship with Jesus Christ. If we can just be in good fellowship with Him, who knows what fruit He can work through us. Okay? Now, probably not an exposition of John 15 that's heard a lot, but it is what it is. All right. So, go back to chapter 1 of Romans. Chapter 1 of Romans. Now, we talked about let and fruit. And we'll get an overview and all the stuff that I'm so excited about. It'll just have to wait till 2 weeks from today. Okay? All right, Romans chapter 1. It says in verse 10, making request that by any means now at length I might have a prosperous journey by the will of God to come unto you. For I long to see you, that I may impart unto you some spiritual gift, to the end ye may be established. That is, that I may be comforted together with you by the mutual faith, both of you and me. All right, verse 13, now I would not have you ignorant, brethren, that oftentimes I purposed to come unto you, but was let hitherto. Okay, he was hindered. That I might have some fruit among you also. Okay, he purposed to come unto him. It says that I might have some fruit among you also, even as among other Gentiles. So the Lord, Paul's trying to have fruit. Now, I'll read 14 through 17, and then we'll stop. If anybody's got anything to say, that'll be the time. All right? 14, I am debtor both to the Greeks and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the unwise. So, as much as in me is, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. All right, so Lord willing, we'll plan on covering that next time. We're finished a little early. Any questions with anything that we went over? I know it seemed probably a little weird today, but any questions on any of the stuff we went over or have gone over in time past? Yeah, who knows what would have happened. From a church history perspective, there was an influence of Paul in England very early in church history. A lot of the stuff seems to go back to Paul. Now, did Paul at some point make it up that way? There's a theory that possibly he did. Now, I'm not going to give you the how and the why how that could have happened, but there is something going on with England in the first part of church history. With there was some Pauline stuff with England, and of course you got other influences as well with Peter and all that. But anybody else? We'll get done a hair early because 14, 15, 16, and 17 is a whole different subject that we'll want to hit all at one time. All right, well, if that's it. We'll be done.